sure a lot of people watching this video are very interested in seeing exactly what type of game Starfield is. And I think that's fair. Look, for the past few years, Bethesda hyped up Starfield, and now Microsoft's kind of hyping it up. So I think it's fair to assume by the end of this event that we're going to see some Starfield gameplay. And I actually feel like Starfield is probably one of the most important games Microsoft has promoted / bought in a long time. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why I feel like Starfield is an extremely important game. But before we get on with the video, hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the video. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly content. Don't forget to go there and follow me at Twitter at LordAddictIOP. Without any further ado, let's talk about Starfield. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Out here, coming at you for another video. I know a lot of you watching this are tired of hearing about Starfield. You're tired of Microsoft promoting it. You're tired of content creators and influencers and media talking about it. But look, man, just bear with me. One more time, bear with me. Let's talk about Starfield this last time until we see this content or whatever they're going to show on this Sunday event. I've always been under the impression that Starfield is an important game to Microsoft, and I think for the most part, a lot of people think that as well. Starfield to me represents the future of Microsoft as a brand. The Xbox One generation, it's no secret that really hurt the actual Xbox brand a lot, and I feel like they've done a very good job recovering from the Xbox One generation. They took away the power narrative, they took away the games narrative, they bought studios to represent that they're going to be investing in the games, and I think buying Bethesda by itself was a huge W in the direction that Microsoft wants to go with Xbox as a brand itself. But I do think Starfield is a little bit more than just a game to Microsoft. It shows hope in a future of the brand. It shows that, look, we lost our way a few years ago talking about the launch of the Xbox One, but now we've recentered around Xbox. We have recentered around gaming in general, and we want to show you guys that we're serious about this. We wouldn't spend billions of dollars on these publishers to give you guys more content, to give you guys the better place to play on our platform. Now, is Xbox the center of everything? No. I would say Game Pass is the center of everything, and the console itself is just an outlet to get you to subscribe to Game Pass. But that doesn't mean that the console's not important. If it was not important and Microsoft didn't care about the console whatsoever, they wouldn't even care if they were making exclusive games. Everything would be just a multi-plat. But at the end of the day, sir, some of these games from Activision is most likely going to be a multi-plat, but they've pretty much said the majority of Bethesda games are going to be exclusive. I assume there's going to be some games from Activision that's going to be exclusive. They do care about the console market. It's just they want to bring as many people as possible to the Game Pass subscription service as possible. I honestly feel like them buying Bethesda was a new era for Xbox. You know, you got the Xbox One generation, the 360 generation, you got the studio head generations, and you got, you know, clearly the Phil Spencer generation, the Peter Moore generation. And I think this is a generation by itself, because I do believe this is when Microsoft officially confirmed to everybody that we are doubling down. We're here to stay. And I think that Starfield is the key example of the game that we just didn't invest into these brands to make them where they were. We didn't just invest into these brands to keep them how they are. Now, keep in mind, it would have been easy for Microsoft to just let Starfield come out at the end of the year, buggy, just to have a game in the holiday. But they didn't. They took the criticism that, you know, CD Projekt Red's getting, to some point Horizon Forbidden West, they took that criticism and said, look, we can clearly get away with this, but we're not going to. We will get a lot of flack if we release this game broken, so let's not even attempt to try to get away with it. I respect that, because at the end of the day, they're putting the game known as Starfield above the actual platform. And, you know, let's go ahead and get on to it. Starfield is a very important game because it shows the connection between Bethesda and Microsoft. It shows that we are helping Starfield be a better game. That's why I feel like it's extremely important that them as Bethesda and Microsoft and Xbox make sure that Starfield comes out the best it possibly can, because if Starfield comes out and it wows people and it's one of those Game of the Year conversations and it has that Fallout effect, that Skyrim effect, that Morrowind effect, that Oblivion effect, I feel like it will breathe life back into the Bethesda brand. Right now, Bethesda doesn't really have that, card that some of these old developers that are beloved have, where they can do whatever they want and no one's really going to criticize them for them. Look, did they get a lot of criticism for the past games that were buggy? Yes. But a lot of people really overlooked that because it was Bethesda, because they knew they were going to enjoy the game. But this isn't the case anymore. Microsoft knows that Starfield is going to prove to everybody that Bethesda is still one of the top dogs in the industry. And and that by itself will breathe life into the Xbox brand, because now you're not going to look at Bethesda just as the studio that makes Starfield, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls in general, Fallout. You're going to start looking at the other stuff they're making, the Dooms, the Dishonored's. Look, we see that as it is now, but I think Fallout 76 damaged the Bethesda brand so bad that it didn't matter what Bethesda was making. And I think Microsoft and Xbox is helping them fix that brand, because the difference between Bethesda and something like Sony is Sony really goes through when it comes to quality assurance. I don't even know how much they're paying their QAs or how many they got over there making their games, but for the most part, their games run flawlessly and it's very high detailed. Sure, I don't think you're gonna get that high detail with Bethesda, but you know what Bethesda can give you? It can give you quality stories, quality RPG experiences. It can give you these things after you fix the Bethesda reputation. That is the key focus I think that Microsoft has, and that's why I feel like Starfield is going to bridge that gap between Microsoft and Bethesda. It's going to do a lot of things in terms of reputation with Bethesda, and it's going to naturally go over to Xbox because they helped them do it. They've probably silently delayed Starfield once and publicly delayed it another time. I don't think that would have happened if it wasn't for Microsoft. They gave them a blanket to be able to lay on to comfortably work on this game without worrying about the doors being shut. That's why I think Microsoft knows that this game is important. They know that this game is going to create narratives before the game even comes out, and then once the game comes out, it's going to create even more narratives. Microsoft wants to be on the positive of those narratives, and after those narratives are created, then sky's the limit. When Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, people are going to go off of the past experiences of Bethesda and not the future. People are going to see, yo, Starfield was lit. Elder Scrolls, I got nothing but faith in them. When that faith is revived in Bethesda, it's going to bring Microsoft to a way different level where they don't have to rely on Halo, Gears, and Forza anymore. They don't have to rely on whatever Hellblade does, Obsidian does. They can rely on multiple different outlets. Obsidian won't be the only studio of them making good RPGs. They can rely on the Bethesda outlets. They can rely on the Activision outlets. But at the end of the day, if Starfield comes out and it flops and it doesn't captivate people, and even this gameplay, just this gameplay alone is going to create narratives that we're going to see on Sunday. If these things don't look well for Microsoft, you're going to see a narrative go again for the next 6 months to a year. And if Starfield actually comes out and is buggy and people don't like it, you're going to see a narrative kind of like Fallout 76, but amplified by the 20th power, because people aren't going to stand another game being buggy by Bethesda. And I think that's why Microsoft is being so careful how they handle the Starfield brand. And that's pretty much why I believe that Starfield is one of the most important games that Microsoft's ever published. I know it's not their baby. I know that Starfield technically was in development before Microsoft bought Bethesda, and I know that's technically Bethesda's baby, but guess what? Bethesda's reputation's been in the dumpster for a while, and they've did what they can to resolve it, to breathe life into it, but it's going to take a game on a good level and like that 90 plus where everybody agrees it's a good game to truly fix that reputation. And I think Microsoft knows that that's important. Xbox knows that's important. Bethesda knows that's important. And Starfield's going to have to deliver to cure that reputation. And I think it's a good chance they'll do it. the passion I see in Todd Howard talking about this game and all the people at Bethesda Software Studios talking about this game, I think they have something and they know they have something, but they want to make sure it comes out right. And I completely agree with them. Give them all the time they want, because there is no going to be any going back. If the game comes out buggy, people are going to remember that game being buggy. Doesn't matter if they fix it after the game comes out. People are always going to refer to Starfield as being that buggy game that came out after Fallout 76. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think that Starfield's an important game to Microsoft? It's like I said, I actually think this is one of the most important games they've ever made or published. I gotta remember saying published because they didn't technically make this game. And I think that it's important to the Xbox brand. It's important to the PC brand, because keep in mind, Microsoft wants to get in that PC audience, and that's going to be an important game to get them in that PC audience. But definitely put in that comment section below, and I won't be making another video till probably about Monday to tell you my thoughts on the Xbox conference. Keep in mind, I will be reacting to it on the Iron Lords podcast channel with my Iron Lords. Go over there and click that, man. Definitely watch that reaction with us. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.